Guys, so this is What If Deku had the Omnitrix Part 9. So guys, basically, Part 10 will have a lot of action, but for now I'm going to be doing, so this is the rebooted one, What If Deku had the Omnitrix Part 9 rebooted. Now, I did a Part 8 a couple weeks ago, or probably a month ago, don't know. It was probably a couple weeks ago. Now, basically, after this, now, since the weekend is out, I'm going to be uploading a lot more what ifs and try to get on my what ifs. Now, before I get into what if, I'm going to be, saying some stuff about my whole entire upload period. Now, basically, guys, I'll probably be uploading what ifs mostly, at least once a weekend, at least once a week, and on the weekends, I'll be uploading a lot of what ifs on the weekend. So, yeah. So guys, I'm only going to be uploading what ifs when I'm like at 100% and I'm actually trying to do my best. So yeah, and I'm also going to be doing stop motions because today I'm going to be uploading my first stop motions in the last couple of months. So yeah, so I'm also going to be uploading a lot more stuff about my figures and a lot more stop motions. So I hope you guys enjoy, and let's get into it. Now basically, this is What If Deku had the Omnitrix Part 9. Now Deku is going to be a very, well, okay, kid after the whole entire event of, Part 8 after Deku fought Vilgax and won, and also after Deku, helped out All Might, and All Might used, all percent of One for All, and since All Might never passed down his quirk to Deku, All Might still had a little bit of, One for All in him. But All Might did actually pass down his quirk to Mirio. So basically, since Mirio has All Might's quirk, All Might basically, used the last of his power, or the most power he's ever had, and passed it on to, pass the torch on to Mirio. Now, Bakugo still has the Anti-Trix, and Deku still has the Omnitrix. Now, Deku's Omnitrix was changed a little bit. Basically, I'm pretty sure I gave Deku the, I gave Deku the, what was it, a white and black version of the Omnitrix, but in the base off of the the what was it, the Alien Force Omnitrix. So yeah, so basically Deku goes to the, what was it? Okay, Deku goes home after the whole entire event, being, scolded by his mother, but actually, still going to UA because his mom, because Deku wasn't really injured that much. Now, we get everybody at UA, gets to the conclusion that we have a mole, and basically, to make, things safer, they up the security to, a lot more, and they also, basically, they also, I don't understand why they upped the security if this school has been open for like years. And I don't understand how, years of not being captured or breaking into, but now it's like so many things being breaking into. I don't understand that, but yeah. So basically, Deku's hero costume is going to be, a little bit different. Now, basically, guys, Deku's hero costume is going to be kind of like a modified plumber's outfit. Now, Deku's hero costume is going to be changed a pretty hefty amount. He's not going to have the same hero costume as in this picture, but he's just going to be having a different hero costume because he's going to be changing it and modifying it because, well, Deku, because the whole entire provisional license exam is going to be coming up. Now, everybody gets, given dorms and stuff, and everybody starts checking out people's dorms left and right, and basically, helping each other, all that other stuff. And basically, they, check out dorms and stuff, and basically, they start, introducing the dorms, and everybody gets, sent in. They get all the students back into the school, and Deku walks into the school. Now everybody gets ready and they get, their dorms settled out and, pretty much picked up. Now basically, Deku's dorm is going to be exactly the same, but he's going to be changing a lot of the aesthetic up. Now Deku's going to have pictures and all these, hologram statues from, Aspeth he got and from the Plumber Academy showing transformations and also planets of the transformations and home worlds of Deku's transformations. Deku's also going to have pictures and hologram movie showings of the birthplace of, aliens and how aliens of the Omnitrix are born, like how, what was it, how Heat Blast are born and how Diamond Head's race is born, so like that. Now, basically, I'm pretty sure Diamond Head's race is born from, the woman giving birth because, it is female, Diamond Heads, so I'm pretty sure Diamond Heads produce asexually. Not, no, they produce. I'm pretty sure they produce normally like humans. So basically, Deku keeps track of all of his aliens, having a whole entire hologram board of, or whole entire computer drive dedicated to all aliens Deku has. Now Deku has about in the 100 categories of aliens because Deku has a lot of aliens already, and he's unlocked so many. And every time Deku unlocks a new alien, Deku puts down that alien's name in his database, keeping track of all of his aliens and how many aliens he has, and keeping track of the progress that Omnitrix is transforming, and pretty much, you know, basically, changing itself. Now, basically, Deku was told by what was it, from, I think, Asmus. Last time Deku was given a, what was it, the Omniverse Omnitrix last time, because that was the Omniverse Omnitrix is supposed to be like the last version of Omnitrix, like the very, very, last final piece of the Omnitrix, like, the final piece of it, not the prototype, the final piece. But, what was it? I think Asmith was actually making a fourth Omnitrix, because it was the Ultimatrix, the it was the Ultimatrix, it was the it was Ultimatrix, the Omnitrix, and then the other version of Omnitrix and Alien Force, and also it was the other Omnitrix. So I think it was about 4 Omnitrix. As I think it was about 3 Omnitrixes and 1 that Benton wore. So basically, Asmith is going to be working on a 4th Omnitrix. Now, this 4th Omnitrix is basically just going to be all the Omnitrix in one, basically having the abilities of the Ultimatrix, but also the abilities of the normal Omnitrixes before, including the final finished product, aka the Omniverse Omnitrix. So basically, Deku, people see that Deku's Omnitrix is a little bit changed, and they ask, about the whole other thing. Now, everybody knows about the whole entire Omnitrix. I mean, no one really knows, a lot about the Omnitrix, but they do know that they do still think Deku has a quirk. Because Deku never, said that he didn't have a quirk. But basically, Deku, basically, pretty much, starts explaining to everybody, and actually, because, at this point, Deku and Bakugo are like best friends because they both have Omnitrixes. And basically, Bakugo, tweaks up the Omnitrix a little bit, and Bakugo's, room is a little bit, like, exactly the same, but with a little corner, where the corner of a room having a little desk with a bunch of gears and tools, basically able to work on the Omnitrix, or the Amphitrix. Now, basically, Deku, has his room dedicated to, plumber stuff, but also dedicated to a couple of, about 5 or 6 All Might posters, and about 15 or 17 All Might figures, and also has 1 plumber figure, because plumbers are pretty popular in the My Hero Academia universe. So basically, Deku, goes to um his dorm, and pretty much everybody, looks in each other's dorm having a contest. And basically, people think Deku's dorm is awesome because he has all these holograms around his room, and his bed has like his Omnitrix logo, printed on it. And basically, Deku made this bed cover custom because he just took a green bed cover set and just put his Omnitrix logo over it. And basically, he's having a pretty fun day. And basically, everybody's, having an okay day. Now, basically, Deku, is walking off, basically, looking up on Yue, and basically, keeping intact. Not trying to think about Vilgax that much. Because technically, Deku did kill Vilgax, so yeah. So basically, Deku, goes into the sparring ring with, Bakugo, training with Bakugo. And basically, before Deku and Bakugo are training in Bakugo's training in his Diamond Head form, and Deku's training in his Heat Blast form. They're fighting, throwing fireballs, diamond shards, and before Deku can throw like a huge blast of fire, he gets teleported away into some sort of dorm or some sort of dome, like a white dome. Basically, he gets introduced to a man with some sort of arm or wrist bracelet, and Deku's confused. This man says something about a Omnitrix war, and this is where I'm going to get a lot more into the what if. It's been 11 minutes, but this is going to be kind of turned down in 40 minutes. Now, basically, Part 10 will be about the provisional license, but now I'm going to be getting into the Omnitrix Wars. Because I said when I first made this, rebooted series, I was going to basically make a Omnitrix War. So it's going to be an Omnitrix War, and basically multiple versions of Ben 10 and also multiple versions of Deku are actually going to be doing this Omnitrix War. Now the man also teleports Bakugo next to Deku, and Bakugo, barfs up some, of his food because the teleportation was kind of rusty on Bakugo. Basically, Bakugo and Deku get told by the man with the armored arm and the, pretty much weird looking outfit and the British accent, basically saying he is I forgot his name. It was the time traveler or the universe jumper in Ben 10. Omni no I think I know Omni Park. No, I think it was I don't know his name. I do not remember his name. So basically, no, I don't know his name. So basically, Deku and the man and Bakugo all get told by, the man that the Omnitrix Wars are happening. They get told about the multiverse and basically saying that it's multiple versions of you guys and also multiple versions of Ben Tennyson from different universe where the Omnitrix was landed in different universes with different people, including you, Bakugo, and also Ben Tennyson, the original user of the Omnitrix, before you got it in your universe. Deku was confused, but also, understood a little bit of it. Bakugo was completely confused as to saying that you want us to fight an army against an army of Omnitrix users. The man says, not really, Paradox, yeah, I remember his name. The man's name is Paradox. Let me look up a picture of him. Paradox, yeah, this is Paradox, and while I was saying he had armored hands is because of this. Obviously, Paradox is just a time traveler, and Paradox explains to them that the Omniverse, is changing and also breaking down because the evil Omnitrix users are trying to destroy all of the good ones and take over the universe and break down the Omniverse, led by well, an evil version of me. Now, um, basically, Paradox explains to them that they're going to have to band together and find other good Omnitrix users to make a team and basically fight against the bad. Deku and Bakugo, basically get ready, and basically Deku knows about Ben. Now, basically Deku says I need some more, help, and basically they go into the canon Omnitrix world where Ben got the Omnitrix, going into the Omniverse universe and picking up Prime Ben 10. They pick up Prime Ben Tennyson, and basically he looks pretty much exactly, or looks very similar to Ben, but just a little bit older. Basically, they grab Ben, and basically they have the whole entire conversation about the Omnitrix Wars, and Ben says he's in before they can finish, saying that I want to save the world, and saying if it, leads into more Omnitrix battles, I'm ready. Basically, they get started, and Deku and Bakugo pick up, what you call it, they pick up, sorry guys, they pick up Ben, and they go into Gwen, where Gwen got the Omnitrix, and not Ben. They pick her up, and basically, she, starts attacking Deku, because Deku looked into the tent, instead of Ben, because Ben and Bakugo were far into the forest looking for Gwen, or looking at the crater where the Omnitrix was, saying that it's gone. And Deku calls him saying that Ben's in here, but he doesn't have the Omnitrix on. Someone else got it. And basically, Ben says, Gwen. And Deku says, what? And before Deku can say anything else, he gets hit in the chest by some sort of accelerate, or female-looking accelerate. She looks at Deku and says, get away from my family. And Deku gets up, touching the Omnitrix, transforms into, basically, what was it? Big Chill, and flies off, shooting beams of ice towards Gwen. Gwen dodges, but she gets blasted in the legs by blast of ice, and Deku flies down, saying to stand down, pretty much detransforming, and pretty much Ben and Bakugo showing up, and basically, explaining to them about the Omnitrix Wars and about how we need your help. And Gwen says, yeah, anything to save my family. Now, they get teleported off, and they get teleported to Ben 10, Ben 23's universe, or Ben 24, I don't know his name. But yeah, so basically, Ben 23's universe, or Ben whatever. The Ben 10 with the blue Omnitrix. Now, basically, he, basically using the Omnitrix to get as much fame as he possibly can, like Ben was thinking of before, Gwen was being a little, yeah. I mean, I can't say that word though, but you know what I'm trying to say. If you're 13, now basically, before Ben was being, a little jerk, and basically telling Ben not to use his powers for fame and glory. Now, before I get into this, what if, just want to say, in the Benton universe, I just think Gwen was like a super jerk. Like, Ben could have done a lot more cool things in life, other than just working at, like, I don't know. I would say he was working at like a side job or something. I don't know. Ben could have been a lot more than just, living at his mom's place and going to school. Like, this guy could have been a billionaire and have all the flaming glory in the world and literally provide and get you and Grandpa millions of houses and cars and Lamborghinis, but you had to be a little brat and say not to use your powers for fame and glory. Like, what? You don't even have powers. You better shut up. I didn't understand why Ben couldn't just, take out Gwen. Like, no one would miss her. Like, but yeah, I'm getting out of topic. So basically, Deku, you know, they get teleported there, and Deku, walks up in there. Bakugo, looking around, seeing Ben 23, basically transforming into Diamond Head and taking down another Diamond Head. He takes down Diamond Head, basically, shooting, blast of ice. I mean, I'm probably gonna say ice or diamond, because I'm pretty confused with this character because he looks like ice, but he uses diamond like it's Iceman's powers. But yeah, so basically he uses a diamond construct to make a diamond axe, and basically starts slicing and dicing towards this bounty hunter. This bounty hunter starts attacking him, and basically eventually a couple other bounty hunters, a couple other bounty hunters, you know, appear and start fighting Ben 23. They start fighting him, and he starts fighting back. Pretty much Deku jumping in, and Bakugo jumping in as well. Bakugo transforms into Chroma Stone, and pretty much starts shooting laser blast towards, what was it? She starts shooting laser blast towards other of the bounty hunters. Deku, on the other hand, transforms into I Guy on accident trying to go for Heat Blast, but Deku says, well, why not? He's pretty good. And basically Deku runs over to Ben 23 and helps him up and saying, are you okay? He says, yeah, but who are you? He says, are you a I Guy? Deku says, no, I'm an Omnitrix user like you. The Ben 23 goes like, what? You have Omnitrix too? And he looks at Deku's belt and saying, oh yeah. And basically Deku gets up and, picks up Ben 23. Ben 23 gets up and goes for the Omnitrix again, but he gets told by Deku to stay low while we take down these bounty hunters. He says, no, this is my universe and my, planet. I should help it, and I should save it. Pretty much transforming into I Guy as well, and running down there. Deku runs behind him, shooting lasers and fire blasts, and also the other, shooting projectiles at the bounty hunters when when Bakugo's taken down. Taking them out with a little bit of blast. And, yeah, so basically, they start taking down, them, and eventually they take down both of them before this weird-looking bum slack, the guy that's ruling the evil Omnitrix users, pretty much shows up and starts shooting energy blast at the other Ben 10s. They dodge out the way and start going and pretty much pounce on top of which I don't even know his name, but they start pouncing on top of him and about to beat him up. But he teleports out there, pretty much shooting a energy blast at Gwen. Gwen dodges with using fast track, dodges pretty fast, and basically, he teleports out there. Now, basically, they get stomped, and basically, they go into another universe, and pretty much Ben 23 and Deku get teleported to a different universe by from Paradox, and Paradox takes Ben, Gwen, and also Bakugo, and basically takes them on to a journey to try to find them. Now basically they try to find Deku and Ben 23, and Ben 23 and Deku get teleported to another universe where the evil Ben, aka Punk Ben, or I don't know, Apocalypse Ben, and basically they get captured and put into slave, and pretty much are get told dig up mines and all sorts of other stuff, and basically being taught by their master Ben Punk, or Punk Ben, pretty much just calling him Ben. Basically Ben 23 says, so this is my version of the future when, Ben became a jerk. And Deku says, yeah. So basically, he goes to the Omnitrix saying that in my universe, Ben was a cool guy. And also, he didn't have the Omnitrix, but he did have a quirk. And Ben 23 says, what's a quirk? Deku says, oh, you're not from my universe. Quirks in my universe are superpowers that people have in the world. Only 20% of people don't have quirks. But most of the world has been populated by quirk people, and being normal is basically just being, nothing. But basically, he says, so you're telling me Punk Ben is basically, pretty much telling everybody to, hurry up and basically, get them to work faster. And basically, they break out using the help of, an evil Brainstorm, and basically Brainstorm, they have the same conversation, and Ben 23, Deku and Ben 23 have the same escape, the place, exactly the same. If you've seen Benton Wars, if you've seen, Omnitrix Wars or the Omniverse War on the, Omniverse TV show on Hulu, you should go see it. But yeah, so basically, they escaped the same way that Ben 23 and Ben escaped in canon and get out of there as fast as possible. Basically, making an enemy out of Ben, Ben Punk, or Punk Ben. Punk Ben gets picked up after they leave by, basically, what should I call it? The evil Paradox, or the villain that's gathering up all the bad Bens. And basically, they gather up their team, collecting the most of the good Bens they can. So the team they have is, Ben 23, Prime Omnitrix, Prime Omniverse Ben. They also have, what should I call it? They also have, Gwen Ben, and I also have Gwen with the Omnitrix. And they also have, what should I call it? They also have, Deku and Bakugo. So they have a lot of people on their team. Now basically, Deku also calls in Ben from his universe and Gwen from his universe to help. Now, we don't know Ben. I'm pretty sure Ben has, what was it? He has years of training, and he also has what's called the same powers as Gwen, mixed with a little bit of his quirk as well, because his quirk is called energy control. Energy control. So he has the power to control energy or make energy constructs. So that's his quirk. And basically, Deku and Bakugo get ready, and they fight. And basically, Deku this whole entire time was wearing just, ripped up jeans, his same iconic, red shoes, and a green hoodie. Now basically, they get ready and they start fighting. Now basically, they start fighting, and, the bad Omnitrix users and Deku's team are fighting, and pretty much Deku transforms into Chroma Stone, Bakugo transforming into Way Big, and Gwen transforming into Heat Blast, and also Ben 23 transforming into Diamond Head. They start fighting, throwing punches left and right, and eventually getting to a point where, they're fighting all of the bad Benton, taking down everybody. Deku was fighting the zombie Benton that was on Zabozo's team, or something like that, and basically, taking down, other Bens. Basically, Deku's fighting Zombozo Ben, and basically he's transformed into Ghost Freak. Deku can't get a solid hit on him because he's shooting laser beams, but Ghost Freak is semi-phasing through them. He transforms into Jet Ray and flies up into the sky, pretty much getting stopped by Punk Ben transforming into Astrodactyl, grabbing pretty much Deku and fighting in the air, shooting laser blasts left and right towards each other. Deku gets the upper hand because he has a lot more, training than any of the other Bens, other than, Prime Ben and also Benton from his universe. Or from, the My Hero Academia What If universe I made. So basically Deku, grabs, Punk Ben and throws him down to the ground into a crater, box, and pretty much knocks him out. Now, if you don't, remember where they fought basically the same, I think the same place, or the warehouse facility that, they fought the alien war on Alien Force. So basically, yeah. So basically, they start fighting left and right, and eventually Deku and everybody else are fighting. Now, basically, they also did, I forgot to mention this, they also did pick up, Ben 10,000. I'm sorry, guys, if I didn't mention that, they did pick up Ben 10,000. So, Ben 10,000 started fighting alongside them. Now, they started fighting left and right, and taking down, Omnitrix users, and all sorts of other stuff. And basically, they started fighting, and basically, the pretty much, Vilgax in this universe is still alive. In the other Benton universes, basically he, shuts off a what you call it, a I think it was a think it was a Siestro bomb or a time bomb, pretty much disintegrating all the other Benton universes. Basically, they start disintegrating the Benton, other Bentons are getting disintegrated as well. And basically, Deku, was flying off, flying as fast as he possibly can, eventually getting out of the blast, or getting as fast as he can, grabbing other, the Ben from his universe, pretty much grabbing as fast as possible, flying as fast as possible as he can go, trying to outspeed the blast. Basically, Deku's flying at the speed of the speed of, pretty much, well, basically the space-time continuum, trying to outspeed the you know blast. Now basically, Deku seeing this basically sees all these other bands being, taken out. I mean, I just folded. And also, Gwen from his universe is getting folded as well. He picks her up as well using his tail and pick her up by her, waist, and pretty much flying as fast as he can. Seeing all these other bins, Ben 23 getting evaporated and all that other stuff. Prime Ben also getting evaporated as well. Basically, Deku's flying as fast as possible, seeing that the other Ben, or more or less, not Prime Ben, just Ben from, the past, basically, flying into him, catching him as well, losing his other hand, pretty much grabbing him. Now, basically, this Ben was actually Prime Ben. He just swapped jackets with, Prime Ben. Now, basically, the other Ben he saw disintegrate wasn't Prime Ben. They just swapped jackets and shirts. Now, basically, they're flying off, and the blast catch up with them. But since Deku was a completely different, Ben 10, and he wasn't really Ben 10, he was a different person from a different universe that got the Omnitrix. He didn't get disintegrated, and he just got, teleported to his universe, right where, him and Bakugo were fighting. Now, they were gone for about 10 minutes, and Deku got back up and basically looked around, seeing that Bakugo was teleported as well next to Deku. Now, they're confused, and basically Ben gets transported about 10 minutes after Deku and Bakugo arrive at the, boxing ring with the Omnitrix on his wrist. Pretty much, Deku looks at them and says, "You have an Omnitrix now?" Basically, Deku says, the universe was destroyed. They're basically saying that, it did go back to normal, because Prime Ben got the Omnitrix again, and pretty much everybody was saved. But, the only twist was that the universe made a balance and basically gave me Omnitrix. But Deku was confused and said, "Cool." Now, guys, I'm gonna leave it off here. Now, basically, nothing really changed in the universe. Just, Ben, or the Benton from My Hero Academia universe, from My What If, will make a lot more roles and pretty much be in the My Hero Academia universe a little bit more, but not as much to take Deku's place, because he will have a weaker version of the Omnitrix, basically having the original version of the Omnitrix and only having 10 transformations, and will only have 10 transformations and will never get any more than 10, because he already has a pretty strong quirk and he already has years of training. So yeah, so basically, Prime Ben and all the other Bens in the universe are still alive, but the evil Bens are dead. So yeah, so basically, yeah, guys, so basically, I'm gonna end it off here, guys, and I'll see you guys in part 2 of What If Deku Had the Mask, and also part 4 of, part 1 to What If Bell from it Is It So Hard to Pick Up Girls and Is It So Wrong to Pick Up Girls of the Dungeon, what had the Omnitrix. Basically, I'm gonna be making a new What if Belle from Is It So Hard to Train, Is It So Hard to Pick Up Girls in the Dungeon, or Is It So Wrong to Pick Up Girls in the Dungeon, had the Omnitrix. Now, I'm sorry guys, I'm messing up a lot, saying this title. What if Belle from Is It So Wrong to Pick Up Girls in the Dungeon had the Omnitrix? Now, it was only one other what if that's made this what if, but I want to make this what if because I like Belle and I like the anime. So yeah. So guys, I'm going to leave it off here. I hope you guys enjoy. See you guys later. And also have a blessed day, guys.